Hi there, in this video I'll be showing you how to create some spectral sound design. These are super useful for designing any kind of sci-fi or futuristic sound or UI sound. So with that said, let's get right into it here so I can show you how I created these sounds. All right, so what I started off with here is just a long design file. And the way that I do that is just by using a sine wave, and I basically put it through a whole bunch of different effects and I print it out and I import it into here. So that's what this is here. And I just put it into a granular synthesis here, and you can see I have a couple of grains. This, you can play around with the grains amount and the grain length. You can kind of play around with that because it's going to change up the sound. So this, I was kind of continuously going back and forth and playing with that, but just so you have a listen here. That's the sound I'm playing with here. And again, I was swapping in and out the different sound files here too. So just so you know, like it doesn't strictly have to be this. It can really be anything. It can be really creative here. All right, next, one of the sounds I was trying to play with here was one of the effects here is M Transformer. And just with this, you can get some cool effect. Right, so this was a cool place to start. It kind of already sounds quite spectrally. So anyways, I put this at around 50 because I still wanted to kind of keep going and design with this. So next I just added OTT. Right, I just really want to bring out those like lower sounds. Yeah, those lowest frequencies that aren't as present. And then here I added a little radiator. Right, it just adds a bit of saturation to the sound here. Again, another OTT. This one here, you can see I was just I basically just wanted to make all the frequencies a bit more even, because you can see I'm not using any upward or downward compression. I'm just using it to even out the frequency spectrum. Okay, after that it was adding a bit of clipper. It's really light. You're not really hearing much. Okay, after that, this is where we start to get some interesting stuff. So here I have Spec Ops, and this is actually is perfect for like any kind of spectral sound design. So this one's actually not doing too much. I'm doing a bit of compression somewhat here in the mids. So I was kind of playing around. I ended up settling on that. This one's still here at Clipper. If you want to have like a lot of fun with this one, like you can get some cool effects in the glitchy section and the effects here, like depending on what you're, or even, I mean, really any of these, they all sound really good. But yeah, anyways, you're not getting a lot of that spectral sound, but you can get a lot of it just by using these plugins here. But anyways, I wanted to keep going here because I actually found that a lot of my cool sounds came from Infiltrator. So I wanted to keep on designing until I got to a place where I was happy with what I was designing here. So the next thing I did here is MB ratio or M ratio MB. And this is actually free. And what you can do is if you go to the noise tonal tab here, you can turn the noise all the way to 100%. And what that actually does is it removes 100% of the noise from the sound. Right, so now you get this like really tonal sound. Again, it already sounds very spectrally like that. Like I could probably like swap out my file here if I wanted to and like just generate a whole bunch of sounds just by using this plugin. But again, like I said, I want to keep going here. So here I added, again, another OTT just to bring out some of the sounds. Make it a bit louder. And then here is where all the fun was happening for me. This is Infiltrator by Devious Machines, Infiltrator 2. And what it has is this whole section of spectral effects. And in here, you can create some really cool stuff. So now, so if you take it off, this is what we were at so far. So cool, already sounds great. Now let's turn this on and see what we can create. Right, you have a lot more flexibility and option for the kind of sounds you can design. And here, if you change the FTT size, it just affects the sound in a different way here. So if I'm not actually 100% sure what FTT is for. I think it's kind of like your buffer, something like that. Anyways, it's affecting like a smaller portion of the audio here. Right, so Corrupt was a great one. I had another one here that I think was great. And by the way, before we keep going, I should actually show you something that's really important for this plugin here, and that is the compressor. that's on the master bus, and I put it on multiband, and it makes a big difference. So if we take it off, like that's the sound compared to this. Maybe I should make it so we get a fuller spectrum here. Here, let me pick another effect. All right, so now if we take this off, right, since it's kind of bland and weak and thin, and then with this on, it's just a lot more even. Just brings out a lot more the frequencies, especially the high ends. Now, one that's also really cool here. So I've shown you corrupt, shift, scatter. I really like cascade, and what this does, it kind of does like a sweep. I think it's like an EQ sweep or something like that, or a pitch sweep or frequency sweep. I'm not exactly sure, but here we go. Right, you can hear it sliding up like that. So if I do it at a higher FDT here, right, you can hear it sweeping up, which is really cool. If you go at a higher value in the center here, it's going to sweep down. Then if you bring down the length here, right, you can get a lot of cool sounds out of this. And then if you change the FDT value here again, it's basically going to sweep a lot faster. And you can get a lot of cool sounds that way. And then, of course, you can always modulate this and get even more sounds out of it. So this is it. This is how I was kind of processing my sounds here. And here you can see I just added a bit more Uberla at the end just to bring up the mids a little bit. But that's how I did it. And again, if you experiment with each of these spectral effects in here, you can come up with a lot of cool spectral sound effects that you can then print out, which is exactly what I did here. You can see I printed out a whole bunch of different stuff. And it just sounds really great. All right, so I hope you would like that and found it useful and valuable, and that you actually go and experiment with some of these plugins. They're really fun, and you can get a lot of cool sounds out of them. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below. And if you're a sound designer and you haven't checked it out yet, check the description. I have a free sound pack that I created of over 900 sound effects you can grab absolutely free. So if you're interested in getting that, link will be in the description. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching all the way through to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.